Right, 2012 is being built as probably the best year for films we had in many, many years now. And once you see a list of films that are coming out this year, there's no denying that there's some amazing films coming out this year. Um, all big, proper Hollywood summer blockbusters that I'm looking forward to, loads and loads of them really. So I thought I'd give you my top 5 of what I'm most looking forward to for the year. So yeah, let's get started with it. Number 5, I've got The Dark Knight Rises. Be a lot of people's #1 film for the year, purely because of how successful Batman Begins and The Dark Knight has been. The whole Christopher Nolan series of Batman. The only reason it's not higher in my list is because well, there's other films that I'm looking forward to more, but I'm a bit wary that it's not going to live up to The Dark Knight, and if it doesn't live up to The Dark Knight, people are just going to instantly say it's not as good. Obviously, you can just tell it's going to be a great film already because just how successful the others have been, but because of the standards that has been set by The Dark Knight and like Heath Ledger's performance and just that whole film really, it's got so much weight on its shoulders and so much expectation behind it that there's going to be so many people that are going to be looking for things wrong with the film, and that's going to drag it down in my opinion. I'm still really looking forward to seeing it. I think it's going to be a great film. I'm looking forward to seeing what Bane's going to be like in a film. Obviously you've got Tom Hardy. I'm looking forward to seeing his performance as Bane. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see, and it's definitely one to look forward to, and you can tell it's going to be successful. So yeah, number 5 is Dark Knight Rises. Number 4 is Men in Black 3. Big fan of the Men in Black series, purely because Will Smith is probably my favourite actor. I've just loved I've loved the first 2 films. I love the on-screen chemistry between Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. I love like the comedy side of the films you have as well, and they're really different from what you see nowadays. You think of Aliens and then you think of like sci-fi films, but because of Will Smith and his style of acting, you got a lot of comedy in there, and it doesn't feel like a sci-fi film at all. It's hard to explain, but it's just a great film if you love the actors. And yeah, I've grown up with the films. Men in Black 1 is probably one of my favourite films of all time. The second one wasn't as good, but it's still great. It's a great addition to the series. And I think the third, based by the trailer, I think it's looking really promising. Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones back in for this one. I think the plot is that Tommy Lee Jones' character Kay, he dies, I think. So then Will Smith, he goes back in time to see what happened to him, something like that. Just watch a trailer and you'll see. It does look very promising, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Number 3 is coming out a lot later in the year, December, which is The Hobbit. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and any chance just to go back into that world of Middle-earth and Peter Jackson going back to New Zealand to film the Lord of the Rings, like go back into that universe again, this is something I'm really looking forward to. Seeing the story of Bilbo, it's just going to be really exciting. A lot of the original cast have come back for cameos, so it's going to really feel like a new Lord of the Rings film. I've never read the book, but the book which is based on, but that's not. I'm not too worried about that, just because I really love the films of Lord of the Rings, and I know that Peter Jackson's going to deliver with this one as well. It's got a great cast in there. If you check it out on IMDb or something, you've got a really good looking cast on there. Not really top A-lister celebrities or actors or actresses in this one. They've searched and they've found some great actors in that for this one. So I'm really definitely looking forward to it. I know that there's going to be Elijah Wood's coming back in him, and a lot of the original cast from the Lord of the Rings are all going to be making cameos. Ian McKellen's back as Gandalf, so yeah, it's really something to look forward to if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. And of course the second part is end of 2013 as well, so it's a really good couple of films to look forward to, that is. The second most film I'm looking forward to this year, in at number 2, is The Amazing Spiderman. I am a big fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, the Sam Raimi's 3 films, and I thought they were perfect. I thought they were great Spider-Man films, and then it was announced that he's dropped the series and then it was going to get a reboot, so I was a bit wary of that, purely because I'd grown up watching the other Spider-Man films. But then I saw the trailer and I was completely blown away. Andrew Garfield, I think he looks like a perfect Peter Parker. He's got like the tall, lanky, still looks quite young. He does actually look, he's supposed to look like the geeky character, and he does. So that's what's, it looks really good. It looks like it's stuck by the comics a lot. You've obviously got the lizard as the enemy in this film, and yeah, it's just looking amazing really. If you go and look at the trailer, it looks really good. The suit, the new Spider-Man suit, is looking great, and obviously, just like I said with The Dark Knight Rises, it's going to have a lot of expectation because people are going to be comparing it to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. But I think it's going to do great, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope it does deliver. Like I said, I was a huge fan of the Sam Raimi films, so any chance to watch another Spider-Man film, I'm really excited to see that. Right, so number 1, the film I'm most looking forward to this year is The Avengers, or as it's now known in the UK, Avengers Assemble, which I think is a really pointless change for a name, which I don't see why they've done that. But yeah, I'm just still going to call it The Avengers. I'm a massive like Marvel comic film fan. So just like Spider-Man, any Marvel film that's in the cinema, I'm going to go and see it. I've loved all the films that have led up to this film. So you've had Iron Man 1 and 2, The Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America. So they've all been really great films for me, and for them, all this build up to this film, it's looking amazing. There's been a few trailers for it out already, and the latest one, I'll leave the links down in the description so you can check them out again. But the latest trailer has just got me really excited. You got a lot of focus. You can see by the trailer there's going to be a lot of focus for each of the heroes in the films, which is really good. I did start to worry if it was going to be a bit too focused on Iron Man or a bit too focused on Captain America, which has seemed like it from the first couple of trailers. But if you watch the latest trailer, there's a lot of Hulk action in there, which is really good, because I was really interested to see how they were going to do the Hulk for this film. I didn't really want him just being the massive. I know that he is the massive beast that goes around destroying things without a soul or anything, but judging by the trailer, that it looks like they've got him as part of the team, which it should be. And because there's a clip of where I think it's Iron Man who's fallen from the sky, and Hulk like dives up and saves him. So it looks like Hulk's going to be a really good addition to the squad, and I'm definitely looking forward to this film. It's every comic book fan's nerdy dream really, isn't it? So definitely looking forward to it. Iron Man is probably up there with the best Marvel films that I've seen, and then I've recently watched Thor and Captain America as well, and they haven't disappointed at all. I wasn't really clear on the whole world of Thor or Captain America before I watched the films, but now that I've watched them, I'm really into it, and I'm really excited to see the Avengers. So that was my top 5 films for 2012. I'd love to know what your top 5 are. Just leave it down in the comments. I really appreciate that. Any feedback would be great. That's about it for this video then. If you did like it, just leave a like. I'd really appreciate that as well, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. So yeah, leave your comments down below, and I will see you in my next video.